Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Brian Starnes, your host for tonight's inaugural Why You Should Give a Damn, Tennessee edition. But first, a disclaimer from our team. We do not make judgments for you. However, we do provide you with adequate information so that you may do so for yourself. Tonight's segment focuses on Tennessee cities' increasing reliance on tax increment funding deals in order to attract potential developers. To further understand these TIF deals and the potential consequences they have, we shift our focus to southeast of the state, to Tennessee's fastest growing city, Chattanooga. On Monday, the Chattanooga Times-Free Press published an article detailing a lawsuit filed by resident Helen Burns Sharp against Hamilton County, the City of Chattanooga, and the City Industrial Development Board. The lawsuit seeks to nullify a tax increment funding deal delivered to Black Creek Development Company. However, the article was brief in its explanation as to what exactly a TIF is and the circumstances of the case. Now, before we go into the details of what is going on in Chattanooga over this TIF deal, first we must understand what this tax increment financing really means. Knox County, Tennessee defines it as an economic development tool used by local governments to allocate all or a portion of the new additional taxes generated by project over a limited period of time to pay for public infrastructure and other improvements related to that project. Additionally, these TIF funds are primarily for economic development projects that provide improvement to public infrastructure in blighted and underutilized areas. In a very basic sense, tax increment is equal to tax revenue after the project minus tax revenue before the project. This increment in tax is thusly sent to the developer in order to repay them for whatever improvements that they have made to public infrastructure within or near their project area. Now that we know what tax increment funding is, we can see how it applies to the situation in Chattanooga. The deal in question calls for the Black Creek development to receive up to $9 million plus interest over a 20-year period in order to construct a road connecting a subdivision of the Black Creek development at the bottom of Etna Mountain to a proposed development at the top of Etna Mountain. In order to give you a sense of where the Black Creek development is in comparison to the city, what you see now is an overhead shot of downtown Chattanooga. Moving down the highway and past Lookout Mountain, you will find yourself at the foot of Etna Mountain, where the current Black Creek development has already been built, along with a full golf course and clubhouse. The proposed development is on top of Etna Mountain, which is completely undeveloped right now and mostly used for recreational trail riding. Now, in Black Creek's economic impact plan, they provided a schematic for what this development on top of Etna Mountain will look like. It was here that Black Creek applied for tax increment funding in order to build a road connecting the bottom Black Creek development to the top, as you can see illustrated here. Now, the lawsuit filed by Helen Burns Sharp accuses Hamilton County and the City of Chattanooga of negligently approving this deal. Her complaints in the lawsuit include, but are not limited to, the following. First, the development is primarily residential rather than commercial. The proposed commercial facilities in Black Creek's economic impact plan, such as a corporate lodge and training center and an assisted living home, would not provide the kind of economic impact or job growth that is required of these TIF funds. Thusly, Sharp contends that Black Creek development does not qualify to receive tax increment funding for this road. Generally, when citizens pay property taxes, those funds go toward paying the costs of services such as police, fire, street maintenance, amongst many, many others. However, in the case of Black Creek, this development's property taxes will not go toward the general fund. Instead, the TIF deal will send these funds back to Black Creek for building this road. As a result, city taxpayers will have to fill this void and subsidize the public services for this development for up to 20 years. Lastly, Ms. Sharp contends that the Chattanooga City Council unlawfully and improperly approved elements of this development. Specifically, a preliminary planned unit development presented to the City Council was in violation of City Code. Ms. Sharp informed council members of this, but was ignored, and the preliminary planned unit development was issued a special exemption permit. However, they violated code again, because in order to issue a special exemption permit, the council would have to see a final planned unit development. However, they issued this permit to a preliminary one that was already in violation of city code. Once receiving and processing all of this information, you may find yourself giving a damn about the situation. If that is the case for you, Why You Should Give a Damn presents to you the following options. First, the lawsuit filed by Helen Burns Sharp is currently ongoing, and as a retiree, her funds are not unlimited. Thusly, she is accepting donations on her website, helenburnssharp.com, in which you can visit and contribute to her cause. Secondly, we encourage you to pay attention to your elected officials and to closely track their voting records. Failure to do so can result in a culture of cronyism, where certain entities do not have to abide by rules, or a culture of incompetence, where the council or commission do not stringently ensure that these entities are following and abiding by these rules and requirements. We hope you found this week's segment on tax increment funding to be enriching, and that the information provided has allowed you to reach a sound judgment. But always remember, the judgment is yours and yours alone to make. Until next week, this is Brian Starnes and Why You Should Give a Damn Tennessee Edition, signing off.